What's good, y'all? Riley Beats here, and today we're gonna talk about how to make like a MGK, Travis Barker, Poor Stacy guitar, punk, pop punk kind of vibe type of beat. We're gonna go from scratch, so that means we're gonna do the drums, we're gonna do the guitar, we're gonna do all that good stuff. I'm just gonna talk to y'all how to do it. I'm gonna do MIDI guitar because again, I'm still learning how to play guitar, so bear with me. So if you could leave a like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be great for me, for you, for the algorithm. It might stop nuclear warfare. Who knows? There's only one way to find out. So let's get right into it. One thing to note is it's good to go to like a higher BPM because typically pop punk is in higher BPMs. You can see pop punk in lower BPMs too. There's a wide range, but if you ever see a beat in 180 and it's like it's punk, it could be pop punk very easily. You'll see pop punk beats around 120 as well. Like you'll see them at various ranges. A lot of people ask me what kind of presets I like to use. The electro pop one's pretty clean, especially for like pop punk. I do oftentimes will go in here and mess around, mainly just removing reverb. I don't want the reverb. Echo can be fine depending. Sometimes I'll add different amps, and sometimes I'll mess with the guitar settings in here. But for the sake of this video, I'm gonna keep it pretty simple and not too bad. Pretty much you just want to start off by laying down your bass notes. Those are gonna be my bass notes. I'm gonna turn those into chords. So here's my chord progression, pretty simple stuff here. What you're gonna want to do here is you're gonna want to start chopping it up. Just kind of find a rhythm you like, some kind of bounce. I'm not going to chop up that last bit here just because I want to leave it a bit nostalgic feeling. What you're going to want to do after that is you're going to want to remove some of the top notes as it goes along. So slowly add them in, kind of like this is what I'm saying. So I'm just going to hear how this sounds and adjust as needed. Once you have that, you want to strum it, so you can just press Alt S to strum the chords. And then you're going to want to press Alt R just to randomize the note velocity a little bit. Something I like to do as well is I like to bring the whole velocity down. You can just Alt A and then press, or no, Control A, I think. Yeah, no, Alt A. Yeah, Control A, my bad. Then you want to press Alt and then scroll down just to bring it down a little bit. Another thing, I talked about this a little bit in my the tutorial I gave on just guitar melodies in general. You come down here to this little area and you can add some nice little guitar effects that I mentioned earlier. Another thing I like to do is I like to shorten the guitar notes just a little bit, just a small amount. I'll come to none and then I'll just shorten it a tiny bit just because guitar notes don't get held indefinitely. The sauce here for guitar melodies is really to add Guitar Rig. You can use Guitar Rig 6, you can use Guitar Rig 5. You can get a free trial version of it. There's just a time limitation on the trial version, so it's pretty good to use. I think I'm going to change the preset on here, just something with a bit more electric feel to it. Here's how it sounds now that I changed the preset. Honestly, I really like how that turned out. If you know me, I like to add muted plucks. They're one of my favorite things to add with guitars. Again, the guitar is missing some low end, so I'm going to add some in. I'm going to change the preset around a bit, just for one that has a bit more low end going on, just to mess around with some stuff, just because I want to thicken out the guitar. Pretty much I just decided to layer the chords and kind of, not exactly layer them, but just layer them. For mixing multiple guitars, I mainly just EQ slot them together, just kind of gluing everything together a bit more. Once I kind of have that where I want it to be, I'm just going to go in here and add some form of top line. So far, pretty much here's how the melody sounds. If y'all don't know, Travis Barker has, or I don't know if it's his kit or what, there's a Travis Barker type kit on Splice, which is what I'm going to be using, just because the drum sounds in are very good. A lot of the time for pop punk beats, you'll have your snare kind of going like this. There will be sections where it's half sped sometimes, where you can have the snare on the 3 instead of the 2 and the 4. Just keep that in mind. of these beats will have tom rolls, usually at the end of the 4-bar or the 8-bar, so you can always add those in. Forgot to mention this too, sometimes it's good to add in a bass guitar. I don't have much bass going on here, but I am going to add in a bass guitar. There's some good ones from Kontakt. I have some pretty bad ones though. What I like to do with these kind of beats is, as I arrange it, I like to come up with ideas on the drums, because the drums are usually changing throughout. Like, you're not just gonna have the same drum layer going on. Like I said, you'll have those halftime sections for the drums. You'll have some sections where the snare is gonna do some rolls potentially. First things first, I'm gonna just arrange the melody, and I had a cool idea that I really liked that I'm gonna do for the melody. I'm just gonna automate some Fruity Love filter in the intro. Also not a bad idea to throw in some drum fills. The kit that I have has some drum fills too, so I'm gonna use some of those. Pretty much, yeah, I just created this section because I do want a breakdown section at some point in time, and I just made the snare hit on the 3. Here's how the breakdown is going to sound. So aside from just putting the snare on 3, I didn't really do too much to it. For this section, the verse is going to come in, so I'm going to have the kick just be on every first beat of the bars, and keep the kick very simple for this section. And then I'm going to have it go into the breakdown, and then into a, kind of like a pre-chorus, I'm assuming. But yeah, so pretty much I just added some risers, a few drum fills from earlier. And this is going to be the full thing. So again, thank you all for watching, and if you could leave a like, comment, and subscribe, I'd really appreciate that.
Why you shut your dumb ass up?
So I live in my parents' basement.